Today we're doing something a little different and a little outside of my comfort zone. And that something is Cider. Cider, or Shop Cider, is a company that I have seen tons of advertising for. And let me tell you, that advertisement has not really worked on me. Okay, it did one time, but it's been like a couple of years ago. I got an advertisement on Facebook. I'd seen a bunch of them and there was this cute little dress. Tempted as I was, I clicked it and it took me to the website, but that dress only went up to an extra large. And from that point on, I didn't click on another ad. I was all right. I thought, you know what? This company's not for me. I see it, I just keep scrolling on by. But you want me to tell you what did work? Y'all did. When I posted this video, it's been a while, I had a whole lot of new subscribers. I got a lot of new viewers, and a lot of you went over my subscription box videos. I started getting a lot of comments about how you liked this, you loved the idea of it, but it was just too dang expensive. And I totally hear you on that. So that became a really common thread was, can you please bring on some brands that are less expensive? And I started like actually physically taking notes of brands that were thrown out at me. And here's the thing, there is no way that one brand or one company or one style is gonna suit everyone. But I want my channel overall to be very inclusive, like by style, by sizing. I want it to be welcoming, and I generally want to have useful information and things that y'all are looking for. So I literally made a running list, like in a notebook with a pencil of brands that people recommended that I try, and Cider was really high up on the list. So this video is sponsored by you. Thank you for the recommendation. So a little bit about Cider. It is headquartered out of LA and it shipped from the United States, but it really is a Chinese company. Looking at the website, they have a huge sustainability section that I like. It addresses labor issues, it addresses wages and environmental sustainability. I watched some older videos on Cider and there are things that I have definitely seen that have changed. Like originally the bags didn't have any kind of delineation that they were compostable or that you could put them in your recycle bin, and that's changed. I really feel like the company is listening to its consumers. They're also claiming that they eliminate waste by producing in real time and listening to customer feedback so that they'll put less in the landfill and kind of produce on a smaller as needed basis. The shipping and returns remind me a lot of like the Bloom Chic model. It takes about 6 to 9 days for you to get your order in. That costs $4.99 unless you spend over $39. If you spend over $39, then the shipping's free. Returns are free, but you only have 14 days to get them back. So when they come in, you try it on and ship back what you don't want. Now, like Bloom Chic used to be, they give you an option of actually sending it back and sending you a return label or giving you a partial refund and you keeping, donating, what have you, the items. And I imagine that they'll continue to do that as long as the policy is not abused. Bloom Chic used to do that and then they stopped. It's a send back your returns or keep the stuff. Those are your choices now on Bloom Chic. So the website and the app are incredibly user-friendly. They are so well designed and they're very fun, like to go through and look at what they have. It feels very clean, very polished. They obviously have some good engineers. Everything is appealing and incredibly well organized. So the first thing that I was drawn to when I went to the Cider website were the section called Pick a Mood. And I was like, I can shop by my style. Hello, romance. But that was very short-lived because when I clicked on romance, there were some gorgeous options, but I clicked on that first dress, not in my size. Go back, clicked on that second dress, same story. On my phone, it was a little bit more difficult to sort by size. On the computer, it was super easy, but it really did narrow down the options whenever I wanted to look at like the plus size selection. And I actually found it much easier to just view the plus and curve options as opposed to kind of choosing my mood. Now, if I was totally in the mood for, you know, something sporty, something free, then I would probably go that way and try it. But personally, I like to see things that I know are in my size as opposed to looking through everything. And yeah, that's just my 2 cents. That's how I like to look at it. Okay, so now to the out of my comfort zone kind of thing. We should definitely touch on that because I think that you need a little, like a teeny tiny bit of backstory. So I grew up in the 90s and there weren't a whole lot of like commercial plus size options. There was a Lane Bryant and that's what I wore a whole lot of. That meant that I dressed in a much more mature fashion than a lot of my peers. So these clothes are clothes that I have never worn, but I think that my probably teen and 20-something self would absolutely love. So like I said, pretty much never worn clothes like this. as like your everyday style. But it's okay, I ain't scared, mostly. Let's do this thing. And right off the bat, some awfully lofty promises, Cider. Apparently this package is bringing me that feeling when you see a cute dog in the park, you realize that you're falling in love, your TikTok goes viral, you put on your fave pair of jeans, you find 10 bucks in your old jacket, you hear Harry Styles on the radio, you get complimented on your new haircut for the 20th time, you wake up early and realize that you can sleep for another hour, and you decide to put down your phone and just enjoy the moment. So clearly we have nothing to worry about because this is gonna be spectacular. Let's look at some of the things that we've got. This is a beautiful toile dress. This is an item that is totally me. It reminds me of a Regency film. Love it. Like toile is the little print. It can be red and white, it can be blue and white, it can really be any color, but it has just a little scene. And I think that this is lovely. It's kind of a silky fabric. The back has some smocking. We've got a little keyhole and it's kind of cut underneath the bust a little bit. I am probably more excited about this than I am anything in the entire haul. She does not disappoint. So this one makes me feel like I am in a Jane Austen novel. I am sitting around with my sisters, hoping for a gentleman collar so I can hurriedly put away my needlepoint. Yeah, this is that kind of dress. You could even like lower it down. Oh, I think that this is so much fun. It's got the smocked backing in the back. There are no zippers or buttons or anything. This is just a slider on. This also has the slit up here. It is a printed fabric, but I feel like this is a much higher quality for printed fabric. This one almost feels like a chiffon. It does not have that slick. It feels much higher quality. I really like it. You would not mistake it for cotton, though it doesn't have the sheen of a satin. And I love the toile print. I think that that's lovely. I think that it's great how they did the panels. I think that that really adds a lot to it. I personally love this one. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and look at what this does. It is clearly a jumpsuit, clearly a very complex jumpsuit. So it's black ribbed, very stretchy. I'll put the sizes on the screen. They vary based on what it recommended. Okay, it just took me 10 minutes to figure out how to get into this jumpsuit. But now that I'm here, I kind of like it. It's like a tube and then it has these two straps. Once you have it right, it sits there and it actually stays. Because initially I was doing it, but like the tube part kept falling down my bra and was like, oh my goodness, this is not going to work. But I actually think that this is a pretty solid option. I will say that this one kind of eliminates a few of the issues that I normally have with jumpsuits. So I've got pockets, which is awesome. I do not need help going to the restroom. There is no zipper. This is completely an elastic number. Lulu, come over here. Come over here. Hey, I just want them to be able to see my pants. It's got nice, long, loose pants, which I think are very nice and very comfortable. But I would be concerned that when I went to the restroom, I might need a good minute to try and reconfigure the top. I don't think that I'm in any jeopardy of slipping out of this thing, but like if you'll look, whenever I raise my arms up, I've got to readjust right here. Not a big deal, but something to be aware of. It's not so tight that it's like naturally going up on its own, but as I move my arms, and I'm a big arm talker, it's going to kind of slide up. I think this would be a cozy day at the office, not like a client-facing day at the office, if you understand what I'm saying. I've got some stickers. This feels very 90s aesthetic to me. I would have loved to have put these in my planner in high school. I had an actual physical planner that I would cover with quotes. Every page had doodles and like word art, and my friends would write in it, and these would have totally been at home there. I've got some jeans, and they actually look like they're long enough. There was not a choice for long, short. So I imagine that these are gonna kind of be all over the place. I really liked the front pocket, and they are super wide leg. I did not get a whole lot of tops because I thought the tops looked so short and tight. We'll have to see. This is like a V-neck front and back, very, very short sleeves. It's like exactly the same material as that jumpsuit. The jeans. Wah, wah, wah. These are not even close. I mean, like they've got a good like 3 inches. I think that they're probably a decent quality. There's not any stretch to them. I like the dark wash. That they don't fit, they're out of here. Their sizing is not incredibly consistent, and that's just something for you to know. All right, so this one feels a little scandalous. It's like a nightie, but naked velvet. It's got a lace bottom, the lace on the top. It reminds me a lot of 13 Going on 30, but it's like meant to be a fancy dress, nightie combo. I know, Sit down. It's very brown. It's very velvet. It's got a lot of a 70s feel to it. I'm wearing a strapless bra, and if I took off the bra straps, it would not help. You just see a whole lot of bra hanging out right here, which is not necessarily the goal. I'm imagining that maybe you all have a better bra solution, or you would go no bra, which I don't know that I could do. I personally, like, absolutely no shade on someone who would wear this out. I don't think that I could wear this out of the house and feel comfortable at all. I've got a middle schooler and I would embarrass her. So it is definitely not me. I think that this is really cute. It feels super youthful in a way that I would actually feel comfortable wearing. Okay, these shorts are so cute. They look incredibly tailored. They have elastic back, a button front. They're kind of a like russet brown, and they've got a pleated front. Love them. Have pockets. They are kind of that silky fabric, but still in a matte. The cardigan is fun. It's youthful. It's generously sized. It matches Lulu. Like, all great things. I like how it billows and then it kind of comes in at the wrist, but there's nothing at all tight about it. I'm 5'10", there's plenty of length, but if you look and I roll it up, it stays, and I don't think that that's too distracting. I could go ahead and button, and it doesn't feel like it's awkwardly pulling. I am impressed with how incredibly soft this is. And then what I really like is where these flowers are. This is kind of a raised, like chenilling. This is one that I kind of went for thinking, wow, that's super youthful. I don't know if it's me. It's a little outside my comfort zone. And that internal voice was wrong. This one's here to stay. Okay, so I was definitely able to find some things that were my style. These are kind of a tweed pant, wide leg. I don't know whether they're gonna fit or not. There's not any stretch. They are ideal for work. I love the button detail. This is actually a pocket, perfect for my life now. So I work in an office, and these bottoms are really ideal for an office setting. They came with an extra button, which is great because there's no way I'd be finding these at my local Joann's. They're really cute though. It does have two pockets. They're teeny, teeny, tiny. I could probably squeeze my phone in there, but I do like the really wide leg of them. There is zero give. In fact, these are pretty snug on. I don't know that I'd want to size up. I could make it through the day in them just fine, but just realize like there's no give in them. I really like this tweed fabric. I think that it's lovely. It feels upscale, and all in all, these pants feel very polished. This is incredibly thin fabric. I think that this would be a great spring or summer. I live in Texas, so there are certain times during like the winter and fall that this would be absolutely perfect as well. But it's black, it looks awfully short. We'll have to see what it looks like on. And it just has little embroidered cherries all over it. It's an impure waist, got a zipper back, and it's got some nice elastic shoulders. All right, surprise, I love this one. This is a super flirty, fun length. It would be fantastic for something that I'm just doing that's like fun with the girls. I would love to get this matching for my daughter if it would not embarrass her, and she's a teenager, so you don't know what's going to embarrass her. It's got some kind of ballooning sleeves. It has like ample bust room, but I think that if you were smaller chested, that would be okay too. It kind of has a square neck also, created by the elastic. This part is incredibly fitted, and it's got a zipper in the back that helps with that. I would love it if this was just a smidge longer. This is like black broadcloth with little cherries embroidered. I think that it's pretty great. I don't think that I'm gonna have a lot of occasions to wear this, but I think that I'd be hard pressed to send it back. This is a very gauzy material. I am probably going to have to steam this to see how it'll do. It's like a nice tailored shirt in a really pretty green, like a true Kelly green. It's got a sash, and other than that, it's very simple, but sometimes simple is just the way to go. I don't know if Kelly green is totally my color. I really like emerald on my skin, but I'm drawn to it. And so I've tried several things with it. I don't know, what are your thoughts? It is incredibly comfortable. One place where I feel like it is lacking is that there are no pockets, and I do not understand why. I want to talk to these manufacturers. What is the reason? I'm not a huge fan of sashes. I think that it does help on this style dress. So if it's completely untied, it doesn't give me much of a waist, and the sash does sort of help there. Here it is if it's tied in the front. All in all, like I said, the fabric is so incredibly soft. It's kind of a gauzy crepe feel. Because of that, it wrinkles a lot, and you'll see some big wrinkles. I steamed this because it came in like a, I don't know, like a ballish form. So I steamed it real quick, but then I laid it on the bottom of the pile for like 2 days while it was waiting to be filmed. And so it got some of the larger creases. So I do think that this would be one that if you do want it to look a little more polished, you're going to probably have to steam or iron it, or at least toss it in a steam cycle. So that may be good, useful information. This was one of my favorite items too. I really love polka dots. I've never had anything that's like this large of a polka dot. It is a long skirt. It's got an underskirt built in. This is fun, but also sophisticated. I had initially planned on that to go with this guy. Part of me wonders what I was thinking again. It's a sleeveless crop top. I don't know how comfortable I'm gonna be in it. I don't know how well it goes. Let me see. What do you think? Hey, Luce. I met you. All right, so I adore this skirt, like, and so does Lou, but I am really like more than on the fence with the top. It is 100% out of my comfort zone. I can really appreciate the way it looks, and I think that I would appreciate the way that it looked on someone else. I almost feel like I need something lower waisted, and I would totally be worried about it rising up and showing my stomach. Because of that, I put the little V-neck black underneath it. I've got the skirt sitting at my natural waist, which is really high, just a little bit underneath my bust. And because of that, this isn't showing my belly. There's nothing wrong with showing your belly if you're comfortable with that, but we have to wear clothes that we are comfortable with. And personally, that's not something that I'm comfortable showing. I can kind of appreciate like the oversized vest feel. The skirt, though, I love. I would take this in multiple colors. I could wear this to work. I could wear this out. I could wear this shopping. I think that it's super fun. Love the giant polka dots. The one place where I think that it's lacking is it's missing the little hook for whenever I zip it up. So I worry that the zipper would slide down. I was able to do the little like zip up and twirl it around so that I didn't have to actually have help getting dressed in the morning. All right, the little ribbed V-neck is actually better than I thought it was. It's very body hugging, just a warning. So there's a lot of elasticity, but I think that it does very pretty things. V-neck totally does good things for me. I've got an apple body. V is much better than square or scoop. There's just something about it that brings attention to my décolletage in good ways, if you understand what I'm saying. It also has a V-neck in the back. In all honesty, I don't know what that does for me, but I'll take it. It's actually longer than I thought it was also. I don't know whether I prefer it tucked or out, but I like having options. And I felt like this was incredibly short when I got it, and it doesn't really feel that way now as much as it did then. The last thing, and this is probably a little bit too sexy for me, it's lace over like a tan material. I think that this is lovely. My concern is that that may be too close to my skin tone to where we'll have to see how she does. All right, hear me out. What if I threw on this blazer and then it's like, who's that lady? Who's that lady? Business lady. Okay, my husband just said that it looks like I put a jacket on over a negligee, because that's pretty much exactly what I just did. Maybe a jacket is not the right component. This slit is obscenely high for me. I cannot imagine a place in my life that I would wear this out to. It covers my bra a little bit better than the velvet one, but it is crazy revealing. Y'all, there's a lot of exposed stuff going on here. And I think that that beigey undertone doesn't really do me a lot of favors because it kind of feels a little nakedy under there. Maybe it could be a nice nightie, but I could not imagine it being anything else for me in particular. There's a lot of stretch to it and it is super comfortable. Final thoughts on Cider. Overall, I think that Cider is geared more toward like the younger crowd, but I really found a lot of things that I truly enjoyed. I'm definitely keeping this one. I'm keeping the green. I'm gonna keep the jumpsuit, the little cherry dress, keeping that sweater. So I just went into the app and started a return. They give you an option to keep it, and apparently this isn't offered to everyone because I think that sometimes if you abuse it, they're taking the option away. For me, I've never ordered before. This is what they did. I had the option of choosing to keep all the items and receive a credit. I'd love to know what your opinions are on Cider if you've ever shopped them. I know that these are more youthful, but like this one makes me feel youthful in all the right ways. 1819, waiting for a wedding proposal. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.